Because right now, Tamela's fighting a fight most of us never saw coming. And it's not just about her music. It's about her legacy, her faith, and the heart of a woman who's given everything to the world. Stick with me, because what's unfolding behind the scenes might just change the way you see her forever. Tamela Mann isn't just a name, she's a feeling. If you've ever sung "Take Me to the King" in your car, tears streaming down your face, or laughed through her scenes in Meet the Browns, you know she's more than a star, she's family. Her voice has this way of reaching into your chest, grabbing your heart, and reminding you that no matter how dark it gets, there's still light. But family or not, something's shifting. Fans are buzzing online, flooding comment sections with questions. Is Tamela okay? Did her recent surgery change more than her body? Are the rumors about tension with Tyler Perry true? And what's this talk about her leaving gospel music behind? These aren't just idle questions, they're keeping fans up at night. The answers are complicated, layered with pain, resilience, and choices that could redefine her legacy. Let's dive into the journey of a woman who's been a lighthouse in the storm, because the battles she's facing now are bigger than anything she's ever sung about. This story starts in Fort Worth, Texas, where a young Tamela sang in church, her voice raw but full of something undeniable: faith. She wasn't chasing fame, she was chasing purpose. When Kirk Franklin discovered her in the 1990s, her alto became the backbone of gospel hits that crossed over to mainstream hearts. "Take Me to the King" wasn't just a song. It was a lifeline for people in hospital rooms, at funerals, during moments when life felt too heavy to bear. Tamela's work with Tyler Perry, starring in Diary of a Mad Black Woman, Meet the Browns, Medea's Family Reunion, made her a household name. She and her husband, David Mann, built an empire together, their 30-year marriage a testament to love and faith. They starred in TV shows, wrote a book, Us Against the World, and shared their story with the world. But empires come at a cost. Years of pouring her heart into every note, every role, every tour took a toll. Her body was sending signals, quiet at first, then loud enough to shake her world. And those signals sparked a chain of events that's got everyone talking. Fans see the glory, Grammy wins, sold-out shows, red carpets, but they don't always see the grind. The late nights, the travel, the pressure to keep delivering. Tamela gave everything to her music, her fans, her family. But in 2024, her body said enough. A double knee replacement surgery wasn't just a medical procedure, it was a wake-up call. She shared her fears with fans, her voice trembling but her faith steady. "I'm nervous, but God's got me," she said on Instagram, asking for prayers. That vulnerability drew fans closer, but it also opened the door to whispers. Her 200-pound weight loss, her new look, her recovery, they weren't just personal triumphs. They were a spotlight that brought new pressures. Rumors started swirling about the industry wanting to reshape her, about tensions with old allies, about a career shift that could change everything. And then there's the question no one can stop asking. Is Tamela Mann ready to walk away? The truth is unfolding, and it's more complex than you think. Let's go back to where it all began, because to understand her fight, you need to know her fire. What happens when the voice that lifted millions starts to falter? Tamela Mann wasn't born with a microphone in her hand. She was a preacher's kid from Fort Worth, Texas, singing in church choirs. Her voice raw and unpolished, but dripping with soul. Back then, she wasn't dreaming of Grammy stages or Hollywood lights. She was singing for God, for her family, for the small congregation that felt her faith in every note. Her alto had a warmth that could hush a room, a power that felt like it could crack open the heavens. In the 1990s, Kirk Franklin heard that power and knew it was something special. He brought her into his choir, the family, and suddenly Tamela's voice was reaching beyond church walls. Songs like "Now Behold the Lamb" and "He's Able" weren't just gospel hits. They were sermons set to music, touching hearts in ways that felt almost miraculous. By the time "Take Me to the King" dropped in 2012, Tamela wasn't just a singer, she was a movement. That song, written from a place of raw honesty, became an anthem for anyone who'd ever felt broken. "I don't have much to bring," she sang, and those words hit like a prayer for the weary. People played it in hospital rooms, at funerals, during late-night moments when hope felt out of reach. It topped gospel charts, crossed over to mainstream radio, and earned her a Grammy nomination. But Tamela's impact wasn't just in her music. She was a storyteller, bringing her faith to life on screen. Tyler Perry saw her light and cast her in his plays and films: Diary of a Mad Black Woman, Meet the Browns, Medea's Family Reunion. Her characters were real, flawed, and full of heart, just like her. She didn't just act, she connected. Fans saw themselves in her laughter, her tears, her resilience. Tamela's partnership with her husband, David Mann, was the heartbeat of her story. Married for over 30 years, they built something bigger than fame, an empire of faith. They starred together in Meet the Browns and Man Wife, their chemistry making fans laugh and cry. They raised 5 kids, David Jr., Tiffany, Portia, Tia, and Sonia, while juggling tours, TV shoots, and church commitments. In 2018, they wrote Us Against the World, a book about their marriage, their struggles, and their unshakable faith. Fans didn't just love Tamela, they trusted her. Her testimony, overcoming doubt, staying grounded, lifting others, was a beacon for anyone fighting their own battles. She wasn't perfect, and she never pretended to be. That's what made her real. That's what made her family. But beacons burn bright, and sometimes they burn out. Years of touring, performing, and pouring her soul into every note took a toll. Her body was carrying more than just her voice. It was carrying the weight of expectations, schedules, and a career that never slowed down. Her knees ached from years of standing on stages. Her energy waned under the demands of travel. Fans saw the glory, sold-out arenas, standing ovations, red carpet smiles, but they didn't see the pain. The nights she limped off stage, the mornings she woke up exhausted, the moments she pushed through for her fans. Tamela was giving everything, but her body was sending signals. Quiet at first, then louder, until they were impossible to ignore. Those signals weren't just about physical pain. They were about a life that needed to pause, to heal, to breathe. And when that pain became too loud, it set the stage for a battle that would test her faith like never before. What happened next wasn't just a health scare. It was a turning point that sparked rumors and questions we're still trying to answer. She sang through pain, but her body couldn't keep up. In July 2024, Tamela Mann did something rare for a star of her stature. She let her fans into her fear. She was facing a double knee replacement surgery, a procedure that wasn't just about fixing joints, but about reclaiming her life. For years, she'd danced across stages, her voice soaring, her spirit unstoppable. But behind the scenes, every step was a struggle. Her knees, worn down from decades of carrying her weight, couldn't handle the demands anymore. On Instagram, she sat in front of the camera, David by her side, her voice soft but steady. "I'm nervous," she admitted, her eyes glistening with tears. "This is a big step, y'all. But I know God's got me, and I'm asking you to pray with me through this." Fans flooded her comments with love, prayer emojis, scriptures, messages of hope. They saw her as a warrior, a woman who'd faced every storm with a song. But this wasn't just about knees. It was about a body that had given everything, decades of performances, tours, late nights, and was now begging for rest. The surgery was a success. Tamela shared clips of herself arriving home, her smile bright despite the bandages. Her family rallied around her, filling their Texas home with laughter and love. David Jr., Tiffany, Portia, Tia, and Sonia wore our Team Men shirts, cracking jokes to keep her spirits high. David, her rock for over 30 years, was there through every step, helping her navigate physical therapy. Fans celebrated her recovery, calling her an inspiration. But the journey was bigger than surgery. Tamela had been transforming her life, shedding 200 pounds over the years, going from 340 to 240 pounds. It wasn't about chasing a magazine cover or Hollywood's approval. "I wanted to walk across the stage without losing my breath," she said in a WW interview, her voice full of pride. As a Weight Watchers ambassador, she shared how faith, discipline, and family kept her going. She wasn't just changing her body, she was reclaiming her purpose. But as Tamela healed, whispers started. Her transformation, her new look, her renewed energy caught the industry's eye. Fans saw a triumph, but some in the business saw an opportunity. Rumors, and let's be clear, these are just rumors, suggested executives were pushing her to rebrand, to lean into a new Tamela for a mainstream audience. Her weight loss, her surgery recovery, her vibrant energy, they weren't just personal victories, they were a spotlight. Speculation swirled that labels wanted her to pivot from gospel to pop or R&B, capitalizing on her transformation. Tamela, whose career was built on faith, was suddenly facing pressure to become someone else. And then there were the whispers about Tyler Perry, her longtime collaborator. Fans started speculating online. Was he on board with her new chapter, or was there tension behind the scenes? Some said he wanted her to take on flashier roles, ones that didn't fit her gospel roots. Others claimed he saw her health struggles as a liability. These questions weren't just gossip. They were the spark of a bigger story, one that could reshape Tamela's legacy. And what happened next would only fuel the fire. Did her closest ally in Hollywood turn against her? Tamela Mann and Tyler Perry were a match made in storytelling heaven. For years, they built a legacy together. Plays, films, TV shows that brought faith, laughter, and real talk to millions. Tamela's roles in Diary of a Mad Black Woman and Meet the Browns weren't just performances. They were extensions of her heart. She brought authenticity to every scene, making fans feel seen and heard. Tyler, a master of blending humor with heart, seemed to understand her light like no one else. Their partnership was more than professional. It was personal, rooted in shared values and a love for uplifting their community. But in 2024, as Tamela emerged from her surgery and weight loss journey, whispers started to spread. Fans noticed fewer collaborations, quieter mentions of each other. Was something off? Rumors, and let's be clear, these are unverified, began circulating online. Some fans speculated that Tyler wanted Tamela to embrace a new image after her transformation. Her 200-pound weight loss, her renewed energy, her post-surgery glow, they were a chance, some said, to rebrand her for a broader audience. Sources, hypothetical, of course, claimed Tyler pitched roles that leaned into glamour, roles that didn't align with Tamela's gospel roots. Fans on X posted threads asking, why hasn't Tamela been in Tyler's new projects? Others suggested he saw her health struggles as a risk, a reason to shift focus to younger stars. These whispers weren't just about business, they felt personal. Tamela had poured her heart into Tyler's world, and the idea of tension between them stung. But here's where it gets murky. Nobody knows the full story. Some say Tamela pushed back, refusing to compromise her faith for flashier roles. Others claim Tyler was supportive, but their creative visions diverged. One thing's certain, the speculation lit up social media. Fans posted comments like, Tamela's too real for Hollywood's games, and Tyler better not sleep on her. The rumors painted a picture of a woman at odds with an industry that wanted to reshape her. Tamela, who'd spent decades staying true to her calling, was suddenly navigating a world that seemed to want a different version of her. And these whispers? They weren't just about Tyler, they were part of a bigger question. Was Tamela being forced to choose between her faith and her fame? The answer to that question would spark a battle that's still unfolding. Was Tamela forced to choose between her faith and fame? After her surgery, Tamela Mann wasn't just healing her body. She was stepping into a new spotlight. Her 200-pound weight loss, her vibrant energy, her triumphant recovery, they weren't just personal wins, they were a signal to the industry. Labels, producers, and executives started circling, seeing her as a chance to capture a new audience. Rumors, again unverified, suggested she was offered lucrative deals to pivot from gospel to mainstream music. Pop, R&B, even inspirational ballads, genres that could take her from church pews to global stages. On paper, it made sense. Her voice, her story, her transformation, they were a marketer's dream. But for Tamela, whose career was built on singing for God, the idea of crossing over wasn't so simple. Speculation swirled that the pressure wasn't just about music. Some said the industry wanted a rebranded Tamela. New look, new sound, new vibe. Fans on X started debating, is Tamela about to go pop? Others worried she was being pushed to compromise her roots. One post read, they want her to be Beyoncé, but she's Tamela Mann for a reason. These rumors painted a picture of a woman torn between her calling and the industry's demands. Sources, hypothetical of course, claimed she was offered million-dollar deals to record secular albums, to perform at mainstream award shows, to lean into a modernized image. But Tamela, whose faith had always been her anchor, reportedly pushed back. She wasn't chasing fame, she was chasing purpose. This tension wasn't new. Gospel artists have long faced pressure to cross over, to trade spiritual for secular. But for Tamela, it was personal. Her music wasn't just a career, it was her testimony. Songs like Take Me to the King came from real pain, real faith. Could she sing something else and still feel whole? Fans speculated she was wrestling with this question, especially after her health battles. Her surgery, her weight loss, they'd shown her resilience, but they'd also made her a target. The industry saw a new Tamela, but she was still the same woman who'd sung her way through storms. And as these pressures mounted, another question loomed. Was she ready to walk away from it all? That question would lead to a moment that could change everything. Is this the end of Tamela Mann's story, or a new beginning? Tamela's journey, her voice, her health battles, her rumored struggles, tells the story of a woman who never backs down. From church choirs to Grammy stages, she's carried her faith through every note. Her 2024 surgery, her 200-pound weight loss, her fight to stay true to her roots, they're all chapters in a story of resilience. But the rumors, tensions with Tyler Perry, industry pressure to go mainstream, have raised questions. Is Tamela ready to walk away from gospel? Is she stepping back from the spotlight altogether? Or is she crafting a comeback that could redefine her legacy? Nobody knows the full truth, but one thing's clear. Tamela's light still shines. Fans on X are posting tributes calling her a living legend and praying for her strength. Some speculate she's working on a new album, one that blends gospel with her evolved sound. Others say she's focusing on family, maybe even mentoring young artists. Whatever's next, her faith remains her anchor. She's faced storms before, doubt, pain, pressure, and come out stronger. This crossroads isn't the end, it's a pivot. And as fans, we're left with a choice: to lift her up, to pray for her peace, to believe in her next chapter. Tamela Mann's story isn't over, it's unfolding. Her voice, her heart, her faith have carried millions, and now it's our turn to carry her. Whether she's fighting through recovery, navigating industry pressures, or standing at a crossroads, she's still the woman who sang, "Take me to the King," and meant every word. Let's show her the love she's given us. Drop praying for Tamela in the comments. Share this video with someone who needs her light. Light a candle, say a prayer, lift her name to the heavens. Because if Tamela taught us anything, it's that faith can move mountains. Let's move one for her.